the fetus develops for 9 months, and that time period is called as the gestation period. What is that time period called? Gestation. And 9 months later, once the gestation period is over, one day the uterus contracts and the fully developed fetus now goes from the uterus all the way through the vagina and squeezes through the vagina and goes out of the mother's body, a phenomenon called as childbirth, scientifically called as parturition takes place. Parturition, the baby is fully developed and delivered out of the body, and this is a beautiful way that reproduction has taken place. So, we'll just sum it up again. At puberty, in males, in the male gonad called testis, gametes called sperms are produced by a process called as spermatogenesis. At puberty, in the female gonad called ovary, the female gamete called ovum or egg is produced by a process called as oogenesis. And spermatogenesis and oogenesis take place when the male and the female become sexually excited when they go into a libido. The erected penis of the male is now inserted in the female reproductive system in the part called as the vagina, and thus begins the sexual intercourse called as the copulation. In the last phase of copulation, which is called as the climax, ejaculation takes place. 3 to 5 ml of semen, a yellowish viscous fluid, is released, and semen has in it 300 million sperms. Sperms, by the zigzag beating of their tail, travel all the way from the vagina into the uterus, from the uterus into the fallopian tubes. If at the same time that the sperms are released, if the ovary undergoes oogenesis and releases an egg, a phenomenon called as ovulation takes place. On ovulation, the egg gets sucked into the fallopian tube and starts moving with the help of cilia or ciliary cells. The egg moving with the help of cilia, the sperms moving by the beating of their tails, now fuse with each other to form the first cell called as zygote, a phenomenon called as fertilization takes place. On fertilization, the zygote is formed. This zygote starts undergoing cell division to form a 2-cell, 4-cell, 8-cell, 16-cell structure called as the morula. The morula drops into the uterus and sticks with the help of mucus. From the uterus is given out a sugary milky fluid which enters the morula, and it becomes a big fluid-filled structure which is called as the blastula. The blastula, by the way, is also called as the blastocyst. And this blastula or blastocyst fixes into the uterus, a phenomenon called as implantation takes place. It starts forming the bag called placenta and an umbilical cord which starts providing nourishment to the developing embryo. The blastula then becomes a large cellular structure called as the gastrula. Gastrula has 3 layers of cells in it: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. The ectoderm forms the nervous system, parts of the face, etc. Mesoderm forms the circulatory system, digestive system, reproductive system, excretory system, skeletal system, muscular system, etc. And the endoderm forms the respiratory system, liver, pancreas, thyroid gland, etc., and thus develops a baby, a phenomenon for 9 months of development, a time period called as gestation takes place. Post the gestation period of 9 months, the uterus one day starts undergoing contractions and the fully developed fetus is now expelled from the uterus out of the body. A phenomenon called as parturition takes place and the fully developed baby is delivered out and parturition is completed. So this is the entire beautiful process of how we all were created from that first magical cell called as the zygote, formed beautifully by a process called as fertilization, and this is the way we all were created. So now we'll take a small break here, come back and start with the reproductive system. We will start today with the male reproductive system. We will take a small break here and I will come back and I will help you out with the male reproductive system.